Guys, this is DREADFULxSHOT. So we got a couple of things that have been happening with the new 2.0.0 update. So number one, best thing in the world, this guy is back, the insurmountable skullfort. So you might say, yeah, it's been around, it's been a great thing to use for quite some time. Trust me, in PvP this is fun to get your troll face on. However, be aware that there is shotguns now available in this slot. So while you're out there face bashing, one hitting with your shoulder charge, there's a guy around the corner with a shotgun. So still be careful, but not bad for a good AoE. So next thing is the rally barricade. The rally barricade now gives you instant reload when you're by the barricade. You don't have to be ducked behind it. You don't have to be like slightly edged off. You don't have to worry about some not registering. Like, we've had issues with this rally barricade for some time. So now it's super easy to use. Slot changes have definitely come in. There's been a lot that I've noticed so far. My Perfect Paradox and Hawthorns are now right there in the #1 spot. And secondaries, I've got snipers all over the place. Even Deadpan's Delivery is in there. There's a lot of good stuff. I lost a lot of my heavy. I'm not able to go into collections right now for this week. It is currently down. But there is still all the things that you have in your vault. Merciless still stays here. Still going to keep Whisper there. So no ill days or anything. While I kind of on this topic of all the great things that are happening, since we're about to come into Forsaken, there is been a lot of talk about the ghost shell, which ones you're going to need, which ones are the best, and how you're going to do it. Well, this week, the ghost shell that most people have been shooting for is gone. As far as we know, Trials of the 9 is gone for a while. No date as to when, but there's another ghost shell called the Cosmos shell. I'm just going to transfer it over for my Warlock. And that's this guy here. This one also has Guiding Light. And that's really what everyone's trying to get, is that all XP gains are increased by 10%. Not when you're in a specific spot, not just when you're doing Crucible, not when you're just doing a thousand other things. Also comes with the 2 extra pieces there. So maybe not nearly as good as the Knight's shell that you get from Trials, but this is a fantastic one to have nonetheless. Alright, so let's go in and see how this rally barricade really is doing. What good does it have? So currently have the Deadly Paradox on right now. If you haven't gotten it, it's from just simply doing the quest through Mercury. So I'm currently doing this in Mars because you have to do Lost Sector farming basically for this week's activity. Even though it says 1%, I'm assuming that's not correct. Either that or I have a crazy amount of Lost Sectors to do. Remember, it's not patrols, even though it says Patrol Mars. It's public events, Lost Sectors, and Heroic Strikes. I did crazy amounts of patrols, got nothing. So this is also kind of a guide on how to get through here quickly anyways. So remember, with the Skullfort, we can basically just face punch as many as we want, as long as we're making kills. So don't punch Knights. I'm only doing that to get some of my ammo back. I really don't need to hit any of these guys, but alright, we got a barricade, and we can just unload on it. And then clear out the room. We're done. And that's all there is to this Lost Sector. just crazy. I was pulling that trigger almost as fast as I possibly could, just trying to stay on track, and we were able to use up all 7 in the barrel and 14 behind, so 21 shots pretty quick. Just a crazy amount. So this basically means that we no longer need to have a warlock use Luna faction boots in order for us to be successful in a raid. We can just use the barricade. So that's just awesome. That's the way it was originally intended to be, so it's really cool to have our use back. It's been a long time coming. And then just in case this is a glitch as well, let's check that out. Visit Anna. Okay, well, looks like that's not a glitch. So that's quite a few things that are happening with the Titan. There's been a lot of changes to every class, and this week is just kind of like a get into it and figure out where everyone's at. There's so many different things that are happening for every class that it's not just Titans, it's not just Warlocks, it's not just Hunters. Every single one of them. So go through and take a look at all the different changes. There's been quite a few exotics already making some changes that we had to figure out what's going to be a good one, and what's going on there. A couple other things to keep note of is our weapon changes. So mods are officially no longer useful from year 1. Tackless waste. I don't know what that is. Wow. All right. Well, I think that's the first one. Yeah, I've not seen that. So that's our first Forsaken weapon, and it is 405, 403, which similar with my Mob Justice that I got from doing a prestige raid, so crazy. Requires level 35, so I will likely move into that since all of my kinetics moved over to secondary, so I don't even have that slot available. It just requires 5 levels. Wow. Okay, so as I was kind of starting to get into, since the mod is no longer necessary, some of your weapons, like this one that was 405, lost its mod spot. So now it's just a simple 400. So as we get into leveling up with Forsaken, a lot of these weapons are just going to sit in the vault. I'm probably not going to use them a whole lot until we hit up to the soft cap, and then I'll start merging those together. Number one reason is gunsmith materials. It's no longer 40, I believe, to move up and get your combination over at the gunsmith in the tower. It's now 100. So really it looks like I have a lot, but I really only have 17. So the grind is on for that. The next thing is we have a lot of different things going on with as far as how much it's going to cost you to do your changes. It's also going to require mod components. So mod components are kind of difficult to get unless you are going into your mod area and you get rid of all your legendaries, which I recommend you should do right now. Mod ones or year 1 mods will have no use in year 2. Can't put them in anything. We'll never be able to use them again. Your weapons are already locked at this point, and what you got is what you got. Actually, I've not checked that, so let's look in the Mob Justice real fast. Yeah, it's not allowing it. So you might as well get rid of them. There's no big deal. We're about to get a ton of mod options, and most of these weapons that we've been a big fan of in this first year are not going to be any good. I mean, let's just take a look at this guy real quick. Tangled Rust. So what kind of mods do we have? We have Quick Draw, high impact reserves, along with high caliber rounds or flared magwell, and a Wolf Dot W2 or a double scope. I mean, it's not a bad looking weapon either, and it already comes with tier 2 stability. And we can bring these up all the way up to 10 stacks. So I'm not sure if you can, I don't see any change. Yeah, just so ever so lightly. If you look over in the stability tab, as we scroll over that next upgrade, you can see it going up just a tad. So this can become a pretty noticeable stability change on an SMG. So pretty exciting. I like what I'm seeing there, but I wonder if I can pull the Risk Runner over and merge that in, because it may not be able to. So let's see, where do I have a Risk Runner? There you are. Okay. And we'll put that on our Titan. I'll put a sword on, doesn't really matter. Are we capable of merging that in? No, we are not. Huh. Super interesting. Of course, no changes there with putting Mob Justice into it. Obviously, it's been a little while since I've used my Risk Runner, so we'll put that back in the vault. Oh, equip something else. Now we'll put it back in the vault, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe if I put it over there, take that, put it on the Warlock. No, won't allow a change. Okay, anyways. So, a lot of interesting things there. Got a Uriel's Gift pre-locked into Arc. Already have one of those, so. And I've got several deadpans. So, basically, for this week only, I'm still going to continue using the same weapons, but going into next week, we've got a ton of changes. The weapons we use won't be the same weapons because there's going to be so many blues and purples, and I don't know if you remember the original grind up, but every single time we do it, we go through all of our glimmer, all of our components, we go through all that upgrade gear, and then we get there and find out we didn't even actually like the weapon we started with. So just be prepared to not actually use any of the weapons we use today. However, we do have this new collection that's going to be available for us as long as we have already collected it. You should be able to re-download it at a cost. Now, whether that's going to be Glimmer or if that's going to be, or what it's going to be, most likely it's going to be Glimmer, maybe some mod components, maybe it's gunsmith materials. We'll see next week. Well, guys, as always, thank you for joining in. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.